Hello. Please take a moment to double check that your phones are on silent and please refrain from taking photos. The couple is requesting nothing more than your gentle, loving presence.
to start by giving a special mention to some elders. Amelia's mother's parents, Janet and Walter Gross, and her father's mother, Tony Auberry, who are all here with us. To Deanne Dane, Leo's grandmother, who so dearly wished she could be here, but is sending her love from Dallas. A moment for the late Robert Dane, who passed down his intelligence and tinkering to his son Michael and his grandson Leo. And a moment of remembrance for Richard and Therese Burke, who died long before Leo, but whose love reverberates, having powered a family of 8 children, most of whom are here today, and many of their children are also here. You, Leo, are one of them. And lastly, a moment for Joe Auberry. The grief of his recent passing can be felt despite the joy of today. In our silence, may we feel their presence in spirit. This is an auspicious day, and we're all here to honor Leo and Amelia. Their wedding day also rests near the spring equinox. There's something cosmic about it. The change of seasons, the Earth's rotation just slightly repositioned to welcome newness and change. In the months leading up to today, Leo and Amelia experienced their 2 favorite seasons. Amelia settling into fall with layered clothing, contemplation, and quietude. And in transitioning to winter, Leo's favorite time of year. The lights were dimmed, nature was lulled to sleep, and the 2 of them embodied stillness and hibernation. Or at least they tried to while planning a wedding. Leo and Amelia took a great deal of effort to reflect their essence in the colors and themes of their wedding day. Enigmatic and whimsical. Their favorite colors are in the same family, blue and purple. Those colors match the cosmos, but they're also a reflection of where their identities congeal. Deep blue is vibrant, thoughtful, understated. Purple is self-assured, expanding the bounds of convention for people who are unafraid to be themselves. But today marks a transition into the spring season, and today's weather has a blooming energy to it. Spring is something that happens every single year, despite the agitation and environmental distress that greed brings. As long as this earth rotates around the sun with precision, spring is certain, and it carries with it a sense of hope, just like love. Despite the darkness, the human spirit will always find love, because to be human in all of our flaws is to love. Your love today brings with it a declaration of hope. We are rooting for you because your love is proof of life, just like spring. My name is Mira, and I'm Leo's cousin. My mother-in-law is the older sister of Elizabeth, Leo's mom. I stand here very humbly and grateful as an officiant. The last time I was in this position back in August, a sizable amount of you who are here today were also there. This shows me that the growing bonds between us have taken root and are reaching for deeper ground. And it's a good thing I don't have a canned speech, because that would have been awkward. But it would actually be truly impossible for me to copy and paste a task like this, because love is like a fingerprint, like a snowflake. No 2 are the same. The matrices are infinite. Not only the romantic love between 2 people, but all of it. The love for a sibling, a parent, a friend or neighbor, a grandkid, an ancestor, a pet, a cousin, a child. There's so much love in this world, and I want to highlight how much of it exists in this very room at this very moment. This expansive breath of love, in all its forms, is what all of us brought to celebrate you, Amelia and Leo. As the couple planned their wedding, the question of who would be the officiant rose. A few gentle nudges from Elizabeth ensued the day after Stephen and Jen's wedding. Why don't you just ask Mira? You've seen her do it, it'll be great. And I only know this because she herself told me in real time, in that benign candidness that's part of the Burke gene. When we gathered for the annual Christmas Eve dinner at Elizabeth and Michael's house, a delightfully festive and intimate evening of games and creativity, truly a grab bag of traditions, I just went ahead and directly approached Leo about it. Turns out I too have been told I'm rather candid. And I said, Leo, I know your mom's been bugging you about me officiating your wedding. I just want you to know that there's no pressure. I promise I won't feel any sort of way if you go with someone else because it's your day. But if you do feel like I could be a good fit, or honestly, even if you're like, we don't really care, we just want someone who can legally do this, it would be an honor to be chosen. And you did choose me. So here I am trying to take great care to help make this day special for you too. As my husband and I's relationship deepened, meeting his extended family was an eventual and essential part of the deal. In fact, a few months into dating, I took a road trip with Nick and his family to a wedding where I would know no one, and he actually scribbled a family tree on a piece of paper at my request because all of these names were swimming around in my head and I couldn't keep up. Anyone who has married into the Burke family is familiar with this experience. So Leo, I knew you and Claire, and who your parents were, and which parent was the one of the 8 Burke children, and what birth order your mom was before I even met you. And when Nick and I moved back to Chicago, you had left for college, so I'd see you on holidays and special occasions, in small doses, but always feeling like I got to know you a little better and like you a little more each time. And then you brought Amelia home, and I happened to be one of the first people in our extended family that they met. Now I was the one welcoming someone new when many years ago I was the newbie. That's time for you, I guess. Amelia, showing you warmth felt, one, like a soft obligation as a former outsider myself, and 2, really easy because you're just so kind. So I stand here with an immense amount of gratitude to know and love you both. When we were starting to draft plans for the ceremony, Amelia and Leo invited me to their apartment. It was early January, right after the brightness of the holiday season had faded, and we were left with a dreary, dark, bloated aftermath. But when I got there, I was met with this steady and soothing warmth that shook off the cold. Their living space was curated, not like a page of an interior magazine, or interior design magazine, but by 2 people very much in love who find nourishment, safety, and grounding at home. The coffee table was filled with an assortment of snacks of varied crunch and sweetness, a kitschy tea kettle spouting steam out of his mouth, the iron-fisted king of the castle, their cat Ninja, alternated between flightiness and playfulness, and we just relaxed and chatted. And in those couple hours, I caught a deep glimpse into their very cozy, lovely life together. Another thing that helped me understand who they are as individuals and as a couple is a questionnaire I had them fill out. And maybe it was a nice diversion from the decision fatigue of wedding planning. Maybe it reminded them why they went through all this trouble in the first place. But the detail and illustration they provided in their answers was exquisite. This speech basically wrote itself. I discovered that they met at a frat party in college. Leo thought Amelia had a beautifully kind face, though he quickly acknowledged that they were way cooler than him. Wearing an oversized flannel, something struck Leo about Amelia's capacity to be himself. Amelia also found Leo cool and thought he had a gentle but confident demeanor. They were immediately drawn to each other, but not in a love at first sight kind of way. A curiosity, though, had peaked, and over the past 7.5 years, they have peeled back layers, revealing this rich other world of personality and care. One of the other things I discovered is that to them, romance is mutual vulnerability. It's seeing and accepting the other as they truly are and opening themselves up to be seen. They both view their past relationships with a mixed bag. At their worst, those relationships damage their sense of self. As tools of growth, however, those relationships facilitated a lifelong exercise in being kinder to themselves. And now, by being as supportive and trustworthy as you are for each other, What a gift your relationship is to heal some of those wounds that we all carry as human beings. Here are some of the things they love about each other. Their intrigue in understanding systems and what makes things and people tick, their sense of humor, and their refreshing openness to just come right out and speak their truth on whatever topic presents. They love playing games together. It's a joyful activity that keeps their brain thinking. They both recognize the hard work of being fully themselves, but also what a privilege it is to be held by people who love them as they do so. They're both curious, introverted, routine, but also have bursts of excitement and goofiness, kind of like cats, something they also jointly appreciate. Amelia loves Leo's deep hugs. They are long and thoughtful. He hugs with every fiber of his being, which was actually corroborated by his Aunt Tracy like an hour ago. They love Leo's diligence in gaming, not just video games, but puzzles, crosswords, and more. They genuinely love watching Leo in action like a true biggest fan. Amelia finds Leo abundantly sweet, watching him play with Ninja and the late Dane family dog Penny. Oh, Penny. Oh, she's a real one. Leo loves Amelia's studiousness, their passion for learning, the fearlessness of owning their likes and dislikes. Leo finds Amelia goofy, patient, and compassionate. Something that can be a little tricky to contend with at times is Leo's hyper-focus and Amelia's self-criticism. But the two of you and your ability to navigate conflict is so mature and wise. You give each other grace and space when one of you is sad or absorbed in your separate interests. You hold on to things that bring you joy. You hold the duality of whimsical fantasy and grounded reality. You value what's right in front of you, but you can zoom out and let yourselves dream. Together, you are genuine about how you feel, with immense capacity to cut through the bullshit. I asked them if I could say that word. You truly admire each other. Like, just watching them look into each other's eyes. To be so in sync and aligned, it's so beautiful. That alignment carries over into your values and how you see the world. You fully accept and support each other in your shared interests, in your separate ones that lie outside the center of your shared Venn diagram, and in your rejection of traditional gender roles with courage to explore outside their bounds. You bring honesty and tenderness to your conflicts. Your minds are active, but you also make time for peace and grounding. And boy, do you love being cozy together. You have a very special and unique bond that no one can ever fully understand, protect, and nourish that bond. Amelia and Leo will now exchange the vows they wrote for each other with all of us as their witnesses.
Amelia, the first time we met, you asked me if I had ever played a Zelda game. I was surprised. In my life, I've learned to keep my dorky interests close to my chest. Though I was bursting with things to say, I played it cool. I couldn't have known then that I was talking to the dorkiest, most passionate person that I have ever met. Showing so much love in this. There's so much love and excitement over the same things. Our home is bursting with home. Our home is bursting with our shared love and silliness and humor. There's nowhere I'd rather spend my time. You have given me a space where I can be my full, unfiltered self and still be loved. Even though our relationship has been tested by distance and tragedy, loving you has always been easy. It isn't just your kindness and patience, but your impressive love and dedication to following your passions. Every day that I see you, I'm filled with the kind of love that most people feel in their daydreams. Getting to live that is something I will never take for granted. I promise to be kind, because patience and understanding are needed to create a home filled with love. I promise to be honest, because nothing real can be built on insincerity, and there's so much I want to build with you. I promise to be fun, because you deserve a lifetime of adventure and beauty. And every smile and laugh you make fills me with joy. I also promise to work hard and never give up on myself, because I know you have the confidence and courage to go after what you want. And I don't just want to follow behind you, but be standing right next to you when you achieve everything you deserve. And I promise these things to you, as I know you will promise them to me. And I know that I can rely on your strength to shield me, your love to nourish me, and your beauty to inspire me. I love you so much, my starlight.
Leo, when I first met you, I had a good feeling about you. There was this charming, kind gentleman who readily expressed his love for The Legend of Zelda. He was so eager to tell me about his recent trip to Yellowstone with his best friends. I'd like to say you had me at Zelda, but truthfully, I liked everything about you in that moment. It was also your sincerity and your exuberance with just a touch of bashfulness in your demeanor that stood out to me. I also instantly admired how evident your adoration was for your friends and loved ones. You were and are an incredibly sweet and empathetic person. Those became just a handful in a now ever-growing stack of qualities I admire about you. And I also love your quick wit and your sometimes off-the-wall humor that makes me double over with laughter. I cherish that we have a strong rapport and that we are each other's confidant. I love that we have so many inside jokes to the point where we kind of have made our own language. If you were to fly on the wall, you'd be like, oh, okay, so that's what's wrong with them, okay. I love the quality of your voice, whether singing or talking, and how it can often be so gentle yet so resonant. I could listen to you speak for hours. You have this cogent and deliberate way of speaking also that compels everyone in your radius to lean into you when you're speaking. And I've never seen someone who is so passionate about his interests. And I love watching your mind at work. Some of my favorite memories are from us years ago sitting down on the couch at your parents' house to replay The Wind Waker. And I think it's beautiful that we each love games and puzzles, and that it's brought us together, and that it continues to be an important part of our relationship. Suffice to say, I can only capture some of your infinite goodness in these few words, but I hope to spend my life finding ways and reasons to appreciate you and admire you. I think the following does well at illustrating how wonderful you are. We each keep a list of funny and charming quotes that the other has said throughout the years. And there's one from 2020, from the time I was coming up to visit you in Chicago. And that reads, "Let me know when you are coming so I can line up all my dreams about you." Oh. Reading that takes me my breath away because the sentiment is so simple yet so poetic, and it reminds me that the most wonderful man in the world loves me so profoundly. So, while we're not doing traditional vows, I do have a few promises that I will keep for you. I promise to advocate for you and support you in your aspirations and in your well-being. I promise to hold your feelings close to my heart and to not betray your confidence. I promise to have fun with you and continually search for ways to make you laugh and smile. And I promise to be your steadfast friend and love for as long as we both shall live. And I am grateful, honored, and amazed that I am marrying you. And I love you. Yay. I think we
That was so beautiful. So beautiful. The amount of tears you had for each other equaled the amount of tears that were out there. I have no doubt you'll continue to celebrate and uplift each other. You're already so proud of each other's growth and evolution. Keep uncovering parts of yourself, and through the years, keep sharing. Keep letting yourselves see and embrace each other in your full humanity, in your gifts and mistakes, in a loving push to be better versions of yourself for each other and the people around you. Remember that romance is your mutual vulnerability. You've had teachers and mentors in life to teach you how to forgive yourselves for failure and to ask for help when you need it. Be those teachers and mentors for each other. Build the structure and systems to hold yourselves accountable in creating an engaging life together. Resist the urge to be a passive secondary character in your own story. Resist the urge to insulate yourselves. If the shadow side of being a homebody leaves you feeling disconnected and reclusive, remember the beautiful fabric of human emotions and let yourselves feel them. And the best way to do that is to bring them out in community. Amelia, you have actually already demonstrated that in your capacity for that in your grief. The grief of your grandfather's death led you to reconnect with your parents and more outwardly and frequently tell them that you love them. A precious gift for all as you grapple with how short life is. Leo, keep your piano skills sharp. You used them to woo Amelia. And if it's something they love about you, it's in your best interest to continue refining your craft. There'll be an endless supply of wooing. Find fun wherever it exists, like at the bottom of a sledding hill. Because one of life's most underrated journeys is to bring out the child that lives within you. I'm sure you've heard the phrase, curiosity killed the cat, but your curiosity is what will save you. It'll keep your life enriched and profoundly sweet. Years from now, I hope you look back on your wedding day and revel in how mature your love already was. I'd like to introduce Natalie Auberry to give a benediction.
You can see why I'm so proud to be Amelia's mother and so pleased to become Leo's mother-in-law. Brent and I, Elizabeth and Michael, I think we know that our grown-up babies are a great match. Creative, artistic, smart, and inquisitive, and funny in the best ways. As described in the wedding program and expressed in the decor for our celebration, as Amelia and Leo planned their wedding, they were inspired by star maps, Baroque celestial drawings, and scientific inquiry collected in Phenomena, a beautiful book that you're invited to peruse throughout the evening, and please sign the pages with your own benedictions and kind wishes for the newlyweds. You can sign its pages and note that in creating this collection from the 18th century, John Gabriel Doppelmayr masterfully presented a panorama of what was believed about the cosmos at that time and the ways that the stars and the planets affect our lives here on Earth. When I was preparing to share our blessings with this special couple who love art and beauty and mysticism so much that they could hardly wait to share it with their family and friends, the celestial setting and the interrelationships between the stars in our world reminded me of a favorite 20th century author, Kurt Vonnegut Jr. Like Amelia's family, Vonnegut was an Indianapolis native. He was acclaimed for his masterful use of science fiction and history, humor and humanism to address big ideas about love, discord, war, and peace, and a vision of how humanity might do better. In his novel, God Bless You, Mr. Rosewater, a pair of newborn twins is addressed like this. Hello, babies. Welcome to Earth. It's hot in the summer and cold in the winter. It's round and wet and crowded. On the outside, babies, you've got 100 years here. There's only one rule I know of, babies. God damn it, you've got to be kind. Amelia and Leo, those assembled here and all who know and love you charge you to be kind. In nearly every instance, kindness will make the situation better. Be kind to each other and to those around you and to your community. Loving and compassionate kindness are invaluable to your marriage and to this world, even to the cosmos. Keep those truths close to your hearts and minds. We love you.
You are not alone in this vast universe. You have found a partner in each other to give you that sense of wholeness. As Natalie said, your love together is bigger than yourselves as individuals. And you are part of something bigger, a family, a community, planet Earth, the cosmos. May your love be boundless and brave, soft and gentle. May you have an endless supply of quotes to add to the running transcript of your life together. May you live the simple, quiet life of your dreams, filled with affection and playfulness. And when times are tough, remind yourselves of your gratitude for each other. And breathe deeply into a phrase that I once heard you say that I'll repeat back to you for you to try on as a mantra for your life. We have everything we need. By the power vested in me by the great state of Illinois, I now pronounce you married.
Thank you.